The way I want to start this off is talking about a song. The song is Sister Golden Hair. Do you remember that song? It's from the band America. Sister Golden Hair is a song about love and hesitation and an emotional vulnerability that this guy's got. And he's in love with this woman he calls Sister Golden Hair. But he's not ready to commit to her fully. And he says that, I'm not ready for the altar. I know I kind of want to be with you. I'm torn between this fear of being tied down and this desire for stability. That's just the Sagittarian New Moon for 2024. It just encapsulates that perfectly. Why? Because there's a desire to do something and then also something stopping, like something that's kind of blanketing it or making you feel like, I don't know if I'm quite ready to move forward. Something like that. And it's all going to relate to these planets that are involved in the new moon for Sagittarius. A new moon is basically when the sun and the moon are on the same degree, okay? And so this Sagittarius new moon is on Sagittarius 9 and change. And it's this possibility, potentiality. It's bold. It's not holding back. It's like, okay, we got to go. That's Sagittarius, always on the go, always on the move, but also mutable to be able to go, okay, I can adjust, I can modify. New moon in Sagittarius is an exploration of a bold idea that you might have or are holding inside of you, or a dream that you've been building upon. And also it could be like a literal journey, going somewhere, making a plan, planning a trip. Remember, a new moon is setting the seeds, the potentiality, and that blossoms, it blooms in 6 months with the Sagittarius full moon. So this is when we're stretching beyond our limits to sort of put that intention to what do we want to chase? What do we want to have lit up in about 6 months? It's looking at our lives and saying, where have I been settling? What have I been settling for? That's just Sagittarius just says, let's not settle. We need to go. We need to keep learning, exploring, finding that new philosophy, finding that new land to move about. Yeah. Where are you ready to take that risk is the question. And this is a moment for reimagining what that path can be. This is not just about big, grand gestures, right? It's also equally about our inner path, our inner gestures, our inner work. And it's not necessarily booking a trip to a far off place, but you could if you want to go for it. But it's about expanding the mindset, because Sagittarius is also about philosophy. It's armchair travel. It's the mind. It's anywhere you can go with your brain, the philosophy of finding a deeper sense of purpose in your life. And this is the point of growth. Now, you can see how those two work together, right? Going out in the world, exploring, traveling, and doing that same thing in your mind, your psyche, your philosophy, reading books, learning new ideas. Anything that's going to propel you forward in your expansion of your personhood. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about Sagittarius. I did a video about it just recently, and it's really about pushing yourself out into the world, out into these ideas that are unfamiliar, so that you can start to assess what it is that you are and what you are not. And it's really the individuation path where you're actually doing something. It's moving forward. The reality check in this new moon is from Saturn. Saturn is coming in from Pisces into a square. So square is always frictional. And Pisces, Saturn is kind of a weird one, It's kind of like, peace, man, I'm on a break. So I don't feel like Saturn here is making too much of a damper on it. It could be just saying, hey, you might need a little bit more imagination to really go for this. Are you being imaginative enough? The square from Saturn is just going to bring some more tension, right? It's always that frictional energy, but that also is propelling. It's a push to go. It's like get the discipline in, make the arrangements to take the class if you want to go do something, right? This is the end of the year too, when we're starting to wrap up our year and thinking about what do you want the next year to look like for yourself. But the thing is like Saturn is in such a dreamy place that I don't feel like it's holding you back. It's a little bit practical. You may be thinking about, do I have the money? Or maybe even, is that really what I think it's going to be? That could be another potential. The fear might be coming like, oh, well, what if I do it and then I'm, not good enough, or if it's not as good as I think it's going to be. That's what it could potentially be. It's okay to be afraid, but it's more okay to actually do the thing you want to do, honestly. Well, we got some help there from Mars. Mars in Leo, bold, big energy, and it's coming into a trine to the new moon. And that's kind of like a motivational coach where it's like, you can do this. You have the fire, you have the desire, you have the drive. And it's all going to depend on where this falls in your natal chart. So for some people, this will be much more of a important message for you than other people, right? So if you have your natal chart aligned with this, this new moon, like Sagittarius heavy or any of the mutable signs, you're going to feel this a lot more than somebody that's not aligned with this. But pushing forward that energy that could be holding you back, Mars is there to just say, nah, come on. You got a lion in you right now. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Be brave. Some practical ways to work with this new moon. Number 1, set some big intentions. Don't think small. This is Sagittarius, baby. Let's do it big. Let's do it big right now. This is the time to think beyond the immediate future, thinking into the next year. What do you want for your vision? What steps can you take right now? Imaginative steps, using Saturn and Pisces, that imaginative discipline to move forward with it. Number 2, balance your dreams with your actions. This is where a lot of us get stuck. It's like we think, we dream, and then something stops us or we don't push. Everything's not aligning up, but whatever it is. There's a point in life where the adventure has to start, where you just have to go. And thinking about the resources, the skills, the support, Saturn can bring that to you, even though it's a square friction. You might have to go out and take it. That might be the square. Number 3, be bold and be brave. Mars is in Leo right now. So there's nothing stopping us from having that fire lit up from inside. And it's going to go back into Cancer for a while. So we really want to take this opportunity to be bold about our choices, to be brave, courageous. If something feels right, the confidence that you can have from this Mars moment is the best asset you have right now to go for it. Number 4, reflect on your truth. Truth is subjective, my darling. It is so subjective, but it's important that we have our own truth. It's important that we understand what our values are, our truths are, and that higher wisdom level of Sagittarius is not being closed-minded to the vast potentiality of truth. The reality of truth is there is no absolute, that it's very, very vast. There's lots of ways to do things. There's lots of ways to think of things. There's always a different solution. There's always another path. That's wisdom, and that authenticity comes when you take that path of your own truth and take some time to yourself to think about what are your beliefs? What are your stories that you want to tell? What are your fears that are holding you back from expanding into your full potential? Because that is 2025, my friend. And Sagittarius, pulling the Sagittarius energy into our future, ooh, that's good. These can be the moments where we're taking those steps for something great. Number 5, celebrate your wins. We don't do this enough. We don't acknowledge when we have actually come to a point where we've even taken the first step. That is big. Writing that first word, putting a piece of paper down and writing out your dream, writing out your thoughts, where you want to live, where do you want to go, where do you want to travel to. Those little things are wins. And taking a moment to honor your growth and the steps that you've already taken towards your dream, let's take a moment to celebrate that. All right, let's look at the Sabian symbol. The reason I brought up Sister Golden Hair is the Sabian symbol. It's Sagittarius 10, the golden-haired goddess of opportunity. This is about disregarding society's definition of success. Isn't this perfect? Oh man, I love it when things line up like this. It's so satisfying to me. Sister Golden Hair, that's the Sagittarius too. I don't know if I want to be tied down to this thing. But also it's if you don't make a decision to go towards some direction, any direction, then you're never going to go anywhere. So there's this desire to fall in line with society and what is the definition of success of society, or just saying, forget all that. I have my own definition, my own self. This is my own definition of what gold is. Fame and fortune is a goddess that a lot of people worship at the foot of and want. It's not necessarily going to bring happiness. Okay, that's pretty clear. finding your own definition of what success is. It could be the thing that you want to do is never going to make you money. It's never going to make you famous. It's never going to make you whatever. Anything other than happy. And that is true gold. Your happiness is true gold. And it serves such a greater purpose. If we think of Sister Golden Hair, he can't fake it anymore. So he's trying to figure himself out. He's trying to figure out, what is his definition? Is his definition to settle down with her? Or is his definition to keep being open to different potentials, different possibilities? He wants to be met in the middle. So meeting ourselves in the middle is kind of the thought. James Burgess says, to break free, we must find our own definition of success, one that doesn't rely on external validation. I've been thinking about that a lot, like externalizing so many things, like waiting for a permission or waiting for justification. That's outsourcing. All these things are really inside of us. We are our own, we're our own authority. And we don't need to wait for somebody else to give us permission. Be free. I saw the coolest thing. It was a horse on the beach running free at top speed. Nobody riding it, just a free freaking horse on the beach. And it's doing its thing. Thinking about that Sabian symbol, it's an idea of carrying the image of the golden-haired goddess of opportunity that's specific to you, your dream, your path, your ideal. And it's a reminder that life is going to reward you when you dare to take a chance, Mars and Leo, and when you put the discipline into your dream, Saturn and Pisces, squaring that up. It's not easy, but it's going to be worth it. And true success doesn't really come from following society's rules or chasing an external validation, because you're really never going to get it. You're never going to get the full permission, the full validation. You have to find it in yourself. And it comes from aligning with your inner truth. It comes from your individuation path. It comes from knowing how and where you're meant to walk. You internally already know that, instinctually, you know. Watching your natal chart puts another layer on top of it. It's like, I know, I feel it, and then you see that. That's a validation, if you ask me. Your natal chart has a lot of validation in it, and it's expansive. So get honest about what success means to you. How do you want to get there? Where do you want to shoot that fiery arrow? And chasing the goals that light you up are the most important thing. I don't know, it's time. Go for it. Sister Golden Hair is waiting for you. Okay. I like you just the way you are. Have a beautiful new moon in Sagittarius. And I'll talk to you soon.